Hello and welcome to Riverbend Springs. It is now August, early morning, about 7:45 in the morning, and it's harvest time. Let's try that again. And it's harvest time. In any case, let's get up to the store and go and rent rent a potato harvester. Now, with the potato harvesting, I did spend a bit of time trying to find a topper to top the potatoes, which it does say you should do in terms of when they say, it doesn't say it's ready to harvest, they say basically something along the line that it's ready to have the tops removed. After a bit of research, I found out that for potatoes, this is not the case. You don't need to get a topper. So, no problem with that. You just hitch up a harvester and potato harvester, and off you go. Well, we're going to find out whether that actually works or not. So it's a question of which one do we use, roper or the Grimmy. Roper's cheaper, so they seem to do more or less the same. Slightly less capacity on the roper in terms of having to empty it, but our trailers are small, so that doesn't really matter too much. Do we need a silver edition? Don't think so. Not for 5,000 quid. Or dollars, not quid. You can see where I come from. It's still going to cost just under 10 grand to lease. So I don't know whether we're going to make a huge amount of money, but we should make a little bit, and we didn't pay for it to be put in. We did spend a little bit of money on leasing equipment and herbicides to spray off the weeds. So I think in total we must probably, we've got this 10,000 plus another, I think it's probably about 2,000-3,000, so call it 13,000 is what we've spent on the field, and you get about $500 for 1,000 litres. So as long as we get sort of over, let's call it, just to be safe, 30,000 litres, we should be okay. If we harvest less than 30,000 litres, then we would have made a loss. But also, it would be a shame just to plough the whole crop under. So let's go and see if this works or not. Should do. Certainly hope it does, because I couldn't find anything that would top it. For sugar beet, you do need to top the beet, but it would appear on potatoes not. Here we go. Let's have a look. It's not going to show for a little while because it takes a while for it to get through to the hopper and get registered, but it does look like yes, it is harvesting, so that's good. So we'll get this going. We'll stop just around the corner, and then we will go, and we need to look at a harvester and a header, because we've got some sorghum on our other field that needs to be harvested as well. This one I think we're going to do manually because it needs to be emptied quite often. So let's just go and have a look and see what we can find in terms of harvesters, see if there's anything cheap that we can buy. We're going to be doing quite a bit of arable work, so it might be worthwhile getting buying a harvester if we can find something that we can afford. Right, so this is the one I'm looking at, the Massey Ferguson. 250 horsepower, so it's not a huge amount of horsepower, but we can afford it, and it's ours. It'll be ours. We don't have to keep leasing anything. We can upgrade at a later stage. There we go. All good. And a header, 30,000, also under the circumstances relatively cheap. I mean, we'll have to harvest quite a few fields to get that to recover the costs, but I mean, we'll always have the asset as well. So 30,000, there's not much we need to do on that, is there? Nah, that's that all bought, and we'll need a header trailer as well, because of the traffic mainly. We'll be dodging traffic all over the place, even though it is fairly narrow. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that purchase. I think it'll serve us well in the short term. We'll just continue to buy up fairly small fields. Get that all loaded up. Yeah, so the sorghum is not... I don't think the yield will be huge. It's a fairly small field. But once again, we haven't spent a lot of money on it. We did lease a tractor and a sprayer and some herb, and we bought some herbicide, of course. But we sprayed off that field and the cornfield at the same time, so that costs get spread between the two of them. And we'll hitch up and off we go. So we will see you once we're down there. Right, so we're just about done there, and there's our field of sorghum that needs to be harvested. Luckily we're on fairly good working terms, as I've most probably mentioned in the other, with the owner of this farm, so we can use his yard as our staging posts as soon as we bought the fields off him. Looks like he's going into a bit of subsistence farming, a couple of cows. I think he's got some chickens stuck around here somewhere as well, but that is none of our concern as long as we don't disturb them. So it actually didn't take that long for the harvester at its slow pace to get down here, and that was one of the reasons why we decided to try and look for fields that are fairly close. But it's not going to be our ultimate criteria. Right, let's just have a look and see what we're dealing with. So you can see up there that we are doing some contracts at the same time as well. So we've got a cultivating contract and a mowing contract being done at the moment to bring in a bit of extra funds. Right, we'll get that started and we'll jump over back to get a worker on it, and then we'll jump over back to the potato harvest and go and work on that. Does look good. Western Combine. Right, here we are. Let's get going. Well, of course we are exactly where we finished off. So we'll get this going, and then we'll eventually put it onto, well, I don't know whether we'll go on a time lapse or whether we'll just skip ahead, because it's pretty much the same thing. What we might do is just do a little bit more, and then we'll skip ahead until we've got the first full load. It's going to take a while. This is only about a 1.2 meter width, so it's going to be a lot of work. It's probably going to take us the rest of today to actually harvest a small potato field. And that's one of the things that you need to always be aware of when you're doing a lot of vegetable farming. Is unless you've got a lot of money to hire a lot of harvesters, you need to do your vegetable farming on smallish pieces of land. Well, you need to balance out the income to the cost of the equipment, because the equipment for a lot of these vegetable farms is very expensive. You do get quite high yields on vegetables, but as I said, they take a long time to harvest. We've seen that with the spinach contracts we've been doing. And if you've got enough money to get that all set up, and that might be a good series, just becoming a gentleman vegetable farmer, if there is such a thing. What I mean by that is just have a lot of top class equipment and just see whether you can make money out of it. It's very much a yield dependent operation, as it is in real life with vegetables. Yield and market. Have the market to sell, because really vegetables need to be sold in the main as fresh as possible. I know that people have ways and means of making it last longer, especially for the supermarkets, but certainly from farm to plate, directly from farm to plate, you want it as fresh as possible. So it is going fairly well. We do miss quite a few little bits and pieces. I think we're just about full. We can't be too far away from full. I think let's probably get a little way up this way, and then we'll have to go because we've only got one tractor, we'll have to unhook and go and fetch our trailers. It's a little bit of a limitation that we have at the moment, and only having one trailer. But there's nothing much we can do about that. Well, there is something you can do about that. We could buy another tractor. We've just got to get the money for it, that's all. Small little inconvenience. Oh dear. Right, let's just park this up there, and then we can pull the trailers in next to it. Maybe we'll just lift the collection bin. It does lift up and then gets ready for when we drive the trailer under. There we go. Not sure where that will whether we'd have to hook up the trailer again before it offloads. I think the potatoes we'll store till we get a decentish price. I think the price is probably where we know August. I think it's probably December, so it's not really too long to wait. And what we'll do is we'll utilize the storage at the train station, and we'll try and eventually sell that through the train, just because we haven't done that before. Provided, of course, the price is not too way off, but generally speaking, the price at the train station for sale to the next town, etc., for export, so to speak, is pretty good. So I'm not too worried about that. So the first thing we have to do is we have to go and reconfigure our trailers, put the sides back on. Because if we try to put that in there, it'll just all land on the ground, won't it? Oh dear. There we go. It doesn't cost us anything. Just a little bit of time. I've got to do the other one as well. You start to get confused about which one has been done and which one hasn't, because it moves it around up the list. Don't know what we're doing here now. What do we need to be there for? We don't. Go one up, there we go. Right, so that's both of them done now. And we really just got to hitch them back up. Just need to make sure that the hitch both of them. Yeah, there we go. The amount of times I've driven off after reconfiguring trailers without hitching up is unbelievable. Normally you don't go too far though. I think it'll be easier for us to come around the other side. That entrance is very well hidden, isn't it? So if we go around this, just do a bit of a U-turn, and we're pretty much at least facing in the right direction. So as you can see, we've pretty much done 2 headlands and we have a full harvester. So this is going to be a slow process, but I'm hoping we'll get over 50,000 litres. So it'll give us about, by my rough calculations, they're about 20,000 litres worth of profit. So about $10,000 profit out of this whole thing. Yeah, so it looks like we do have to hitch up first. There we go. Which kind of makes sense because we've got to power the machine with the tractor basically. So these trailers can only take 8,000 litres at a time, so we won't fill up 2. Obviously won't be able to fill up 2 trailers. Certainly 1 and a bit, and then we'll put a little bit more in, and then we'll go and take this down to the station silo. It's free storage basically. I didn't check to see, to be honest, whether we could put that into our silos here. But I think our silos, they might be multi-fruit. I'll have to check that the next time. So our AI worker, so our sorghum is full. So once we've delivered this, how much have we got in there? It's almost a full load again, so we certainly won't empty the whole harvester this time round. But at least we get a full load when we're going to the silos. Right, well that's just about done. So we'll just get this out of the way, and then we'll unhitch, and we'll go and hitch up the trailers, and we'll take them through to the train station silo. Now, I haven't been to the train station before, so not quite sure where it is, but it should be here central in the town somewhere. It's just, we don't need to drive through the farm, we can just cut through here, I think. There goes the train. So it's showing it where it goes off the map, so I'm pretty sure that's not where we deliver. I think we deliver just pretty much behind ourselves. I think we just have to go across the train line, and the silo is this big silo complex just to the left of us that we can't see yet. We'll kind of see it as we go across the train line. So I think that's the storage for the train station. Now we just got to find out where it is, the actual offload point. Yeah, it's the marker is still showing us to go to the edge of the map. I don't know why FS25 does it. FS22 I think also did it. So if you're looking for the train station, it actually shows you where it, not where the loading stations are, but where it goes off the map, and I suppose where you get paid for it. Yes, that's fair enough, I suppose. There we go. Kind of makes sense that it's right next to the train line. Right, so we'll have 2 trailers to offload, so we'll just get those in. And what's that, 16,000 litres worth of potatoes. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I think we won't make a fortune, but we will make money out of the potatoes. So I had kind of ummed and ahed whether I should go through all the hassle of actually harvesting the potatoes, because it is a long and laborious process, but quite happy with that for now. Offload the back one. So this is another reason why I changed the delivery solution for the greenhouses, was that I could actually utilize these trailers for multi-purposes, so to speak. Right, we'll get this back. Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll head on up to the sorghum harvest, and we'll go and pick up the sorghum. I think we'll just finish off this once we get up here. It is full, so let's just reverse that out. We don't want to be driving over the crops. And we'll get up there and we'll see you once we get there. We're just about at the field again. As I said a little while ago, we'll offload this and then we'll just finish those, which should be 1 and a bit past, and we'll have finished that harvest. We'll just leave the harvester down here, I think. It's still trying to show us how to get to the edge of the map. You see the little red dot at the top left hand side. I didn't check to see how much we had in here, but I think that takes 7,000 something, or just It could be slightly over 8,000 litres. I don't think we're going to get a lot more than 8.5 or 9,000 litres. Right, let's get going. Just check on the corn, it's still growing. It'll be a couple of months before that is ready. I really thought they were going to be ready on the same day, but I think it was the potatoes and the sorghum, which is what we're busy dealing with now, that were ready on in the same month. Yeah, not going to take too long to finish this off now. So on the flat land, this little harvester works quite well, so it's going to be one of the criteria that we need to maintain, is we need relatively flat pieces of smallish pieces of land. Don't have to be tiny. I mean, the corn harvest field is, well, it's also not really big, but still it's nice and manageable, let's put it that way. Just about done. Then we go back and get the potatoes finished. It's just over 8,000 litres, I think, in total. We'll find out soon enough once we get back and start moving the grain. We'll just go and store that in the farm silos, and with grains and potatoes and things like that. The potatoes should really be sold fairly quickly, but they will last a month or two, so I'm not too worried about storing those. And all the grains will definitely store until we get decent prices, unless of course we need the money. There's always that, of course. Yes, 8,600 litres, not great, but then again, also not a big field really, so, and it doesn't owe us much. It owes us a percentage of the lease cost, because we did have to lease a tractor and a sprayer. Let's just get those offloaded, and then we'll head on back to the potatoes. We'll most probably just get going, and then we'll jump to the end of the potato harvest, because I think it's going to take us the best part of the rest of the day, and the rest of this video, of course. It'll just be interesting to see what we end off with in terms of potato harvest. Right, so now we're starting to utilize just about everything that we've built on the farm. The vehicle shed, of course, has been utilized every day. The center shed, it's probably not been fully utilized yet. We'll need to work out how we're going to do that. I'm thinking that maybe the combine might sleep in there. Do we have any potatoes left in here? There they are still a little bit. Oops, we didn't want to do that. We just wanted to unhook the tractor. There we go. Let's get going again. Completely missed it. I was parking in the shade, but the tree doesn't do the drone any good, or the shots from the drone. Let's get in and do this properly. There we go. How much? We've still got about 4,000 litres in here. Just going to drop these off and then carry on with the harvest. Completely forgot about offloading it. So excited to get back onto the harvesting. Right, well, we're just about finished. I think we've got maybe one pass and a little bit left, and then the potato harvest will be done. When we left you, it was around about 11 o'clock. We're now just after 4 o'clock, and that's pretty much all we've been doing, is harvesting the potatoes. We have made quite a few deliveries to the, I think we've made another 2 deliveries of 16,000 litres each to the silos, and then we've got whatever is going to be left here, which is almost probably going to be between 7 and 8,000. So it's going to put us around about 60,000 odd litres, which I'm reasonably happy with, considering that I think it's going to take us about 30,000 litres just to recover the costs that we've spent, excluding of course the cost of the land. But that is recoverable, so it's not, that's in the assets, so it's not an expense as such of the harvest. Will we finish this off in one pass? I don't think so. I think we'll have to come back and just tidy up a little slither. And then we can offload this and we can get this machine back to the store as quickly as possible, so that we can minimize. I think there's probably going to be some additional cost because it's taken so long. Some usage cost. We'll see when we return it. Yeah, so nearly another trailer load. Not quite, but almost. Yeah, we've got, there's a couple of little tufts here and there, but I'm not going to go and chasing those. We did have to do quite a bit of tidying up of rows that we missed, or parts of rows that we missed while we were harvesting. It was always difficult just to, so with like slithers like this, just all over the place. Yeah, still not going to quite push us to 8,000, but we're only a couple of litres short. We might even get less than 80 litres short. Oh dear. We're now 49 litres short of 8,000. So that's not too bad at all. Right, let's get this into, oh, and we've got some in there already, so get that offloaded. There we go. I can't even say it's 2 half trailers because the front trailer looks relatively full as well. It won't be quite as full as this one. This one will be almost completely full. Right, let's get this back. Let's get that back to the store. Oh, should have cut that out. Right, so where is it? It is... There it is there. Leasing costs 5,000. Get that returned, and that is a extra 3,800. Yeah, so it's probably, yeah, it'll take it's probably around about 15,000, so 30,000, just over 30,000 litres just to break even. I know we're over that. I know we must probably be close to 50,000, because I think we've put 3 loads of 16,000 in, so that's 1632, 48,000 in the storage already, plus what we've got here, which is another 12,000. So that's going to give us, yeah, about 60,000 litres. So yeah, not too bad. And of course, after the first time we came around, yeah, I found a quicker way of getting in and out. Which any good farmer would do. Time is money, as they say. Just get those offloaded quickly. Shouldn't take too long. There we go. That's it. That's the harvest done. Made a reasonable amount of money. Let's have a look and see how much we got in there. Yeah, just over 60,000. 60,776 litres of potatoes. Well, that's where we're going to end this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And we'll catch you in the next one. Cheerio.